Amen. I want to encourage you tonight from the book of Mark, chapter 5, verses 35 through 41. Today I want to talk to you about a man who desperately needed Jesus. He had a need, and he believed that only Jesus could meet his need. I want to remind you that desperation and faith drives results. Life can come at you fast. Oftentimes we find ourselves constantly in the presence of things that seem to be dead. We have dead end jobs, dead relationships, and even dead weight. Well, I want to encourage you tonight that things are not always as they seem. We're going to go to Mark chapter 5, verse 35 through 41. In these verses, we will see how persistent faith drives results. Have you ever found yourself in a situation and you struggle with the thought of desperation that if only I had the faith to believe, I will be all right? Let's read the word of God. Verse 35 says, while he yet spake, there came from the ruler of the synagogue's house certain which said, thy daughter is dead. Why troublest the master any further? As soon as Jesus heard the word that was spoken, he said unto the ruler of the synagogue, be not afraid, only believe. And he suffered no man to follow him, save Peter and James and John, the brothers of James. And he cometh to the house of the ruler of the synagogue, and seeth the tumult, and them that wept and wailed greatly. And when he was come in, he said unto them, why maketh this ado and weep? The damsel is not dead, but she sleepeth. And they laughed to him to scorn. But when he had put them out, he taketh the father and the mother of the damsel that were there with him, and entered where the damsel was lying. And he took the damsel by the hand and said, Talitha, come nigh, which is being interpreted, damsel, I say unto thee, arise. I want to encourage you tonight that Jesus has entered the room. Come on, bless the Lord. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, Jesus has entered the room. We find in this passage of scripture text, Jairus, the ruler, came to Jesus out of desperation. This desperation forced him to believe that only Jesus could help him. We understand that where there is desperation, there is faith. And where there is faith, there is Jesus. In these particular verses, Jesus contrasts fear with faith. And he equates that when there is fear, there is no faith. Of course, we understand that the Bible tells us in Hebrews 11:6 that faith pleases God. When we are in very difficult situations, we must always remember to come to Jesus and pray, believing that he can and will help us. We must trust and know that Jesus always hears our prayers, and he answers them no matter how big or small they may seem. In these particular verses, we understand that desperation was birthed because his 12-year-old daughter was dead. How many times do we find ourselves in a situation where everything seems to be dead? We're constantly praying, Lord, help me, because the situation is dragging me down. His daughter was dead and she was sick. At this point, she was dying. He needed Jesus to hurry and to make her well. Sometimes our situations resemble that story of Jairus. We may be sick and in the need of healing. We may be discouraged and in the need of an uplifting word. We may be weak and in the need of strength. But I want to remind you to hold on, because help is on the way. When we are waiting for Jesus to answer our prayers, we need to learn to be patient and watch him work. Even in times he seems that he is delaying the answer to our prayers, it is important that in the midst of crises, we have faith. We understand that truly delay does not mean denial. of our situations. He tells us often that there is no hope. This implication of the statement that Jesus can only heal in verse 36, but not raise from the dead, was crazy. We know that Jesus not only can heal, but if the situation seems to be dead, he can also raise it from the dead. Sometimes in our lives we often feel, why bother? God doesn't hear me anyway. Maybe even Jairus too had these feelings. Maybe it seems in our lives it is just too late. But I want to encourage you tonight from verse 35. It says that do not lose hope. Thank you. Verse 36 gives a response to the thoughts and ideas that try to control us. Jesus simply said, do not be afraid, only believe. His words of encouragement are rebuke to the unbelief and also encouragement to those of us that believe. Sometimes we pray and it feels like Jesus hasn't heard our prayer. But I wanted to remind you tonight that Jesus has entered the room. Why, Jesus said, are we making this commotion and why do we weep? The child is not dead, but the child is sleeping. The Bible tells us that they laughed. According to the natural eye, the situation looked like it was already over. But tell your neighbor that Jesus has entered the room. When Jesus enters the room, bodies are healed. When Jesus enters the room, strongholds are broken. When Jesus enters the room, minds are regulated. When Jesus enters the room, fear is gone. I want to remind you tonight that Jesus is here in this room. So tonight we activate our faith and tell Jesus exactly what we need. If you are in a desperate place tonight, I want to encourage you that you are not desperate, that encouragement is here. You may feel like that you're desperate and that you cannot make it through, but Jesus is here. Things are surely about to change. The Bible tells us that when Jesus spoke to the little girl, he said, arise. And immediately the girl got up and walked around the room. Tonight, faith has made us whole. So when it seems like the enemy begins to speak to us, Jesus has entered the room. When it seems like the weapons are formed against us, Jesus has entered the room. When it seems like all hope is lost, I want to encourage you that Jesus has entered the room. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I know it seems hard tonight, but Jesus has entered the room. Jesus has entered the room. Jesus to enter into your hearts, because tonight we want to make an impact on the enemy and let the enemy know that it is not as what it seems, but Jesus is here right now. Come on, young people, let's come to the altar. Let's all of us come to the altar. All of